Yes, it is that time of year. Welcome to Ask the Experts. I'm Jill Schlesinger, and I'm joined by Jack Otter with special guest star Natali Morris, the queen of all things technology, senior editor from CNET TV, the hostess of Loaded.
Yes.
The quintessential everything technology, television, radio, multimedia, basically font of knowledge.
Basically.
That's it.
I know everything.
Well, at least about technology.
That's why I'm here. Thank you for inviting me.
That's so good. And that's why you are an expert. And this is called Ask the Experts. And so on this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to actually field some questions about holiday shopping and a little gift buying. And Natali's here to help us because so much is about technology. So here's something very exciting. We're getting some beautiful static.
I know. I'm sorry. My nanny is... is
Natali
texting me, so
Natali is
sorry.
A new-ish mother,
Yeah.
by the way. Her brilliant child was born just a few months back.
I need to turn this off.
You're going to have to turn it off. So, by the way, have you gotten your kid the, wow.
I know, I'm
That's like
sorry.
a serious noise. Okay,
I'm turning it off right
got
now.
to.
I'm sorry. We're going on airplane mode, and hopefully
There you go. Oh, I love that airplane mode, by the way. What happens if you're not on airplane mode and you're on the airplane? Will something bad happen?
I don't know.
My wife thinks it's going to crash. I mean, she will tell the flight attendant, that guy in 4D, he's got a phone on.
Really?
We're
she
dead.
will?
She's a narc.
And
I
no, it's not
love
that.
it.
It's because she's scared for his life. It's like to you, if you saw a tiger in 4D, you'd probably tell somebody.
Exactly.
To her, it's the same thing.
No, what will happen is exactly what just happened to us, is that there'll be a lot of interference in the communication. So you want your pilot to be able to communicate with the tower. So it would be really inconvenient. It won't bring the whole plane down.
All
My
right.
dad is a pilot, not professionally, but just a kind of weekend warrior. He's got a small plane. And sometimes he'll call me from the air and be like, I'm landing. I'll pick you up in a little bit. So, you know.
It's totally breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's going to get his pilot license revoked because
All
of
right.
this show.
All right, so let's get down to a little holiday guide here. And first of all, National Retail Federation says that as of yesterday, 17% of people have not started their holiday shopping. You've started, right, Jack?
Barely, but I
Barely?
have started, so I'm not part of the 17.
Natali?
Yeah, I've done the basics, like the people in my immediate family, but then they're like in-laws and that kind of thing to get to. So, yeah, I've done the fun stuff.
Now, you've got new in-laws.
I
Which is like,
do.
so is this like the ass-kissing year where you really got to go over the top?
No, I have a baby, so you know they want to get to me. I control the access to babies.
Yeah.
So.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. 10% of people are finished. Don't you hate those people? I mean,
Wow.
really, they're finished?
That's annoying.
Come
That's
on.
crazy. I
My
thought you meant
mom,
finish,
actually,
as in
my mom is one of those practically, and I like her. So
All right.
Is she finished in September?
yeah,
The average person has finished exactly half of their shopping. That seems about right.
Yeah.
I am lucky, being the Jewess that I am, that I just sort of had Hanukkah come upon me, which means I, front-loaded everything. So it's
Yeah.
already done, pretty much. But I do have some stuff to do. Good news if you haven't finished your shopping, by the way. Tomorrow, Friday, December 17th, free shipping day. Do you know about this?
No.
This is so wild. Over 1,500 merchants got together, and they're participating. And if you order tomorrow, they promise to deliver by Christmas for free.
wow.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
So it's not a government thing where Obama's trying to take over the world again, right?
No.
Yeah,
Go to
okay.
freeshipping.org. That's a biggie. All right, Natali,
Yeah.
everyone wants to know the hot tech presence. Now, you are the tech queen, as we've said.
We've established this, yes.
Well-established fact. What is the hot technology thing that we need to know about? And what will people be saying, like, damn it, I didn't get my what?
iPad.
It's the iPad.
Yeah. I know it's not an original sentiment, but it's really the iPad.
But here's the deal with the iPad. Isn't it going to get, there's going to be some second generation of it within months. So why should I buy it right now versus wait till like whenever, February?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to buy it right now. You can also buy someone a gift card for the iPad. They have those. Yeah. So, I'm not sure exactly how much. Everyone is really obsessed about the camera because they think they'll have the camera embedded in the screen, which I think probably will happen. And if you think that it'll upgrade itself on the same cycle as the iPhone, we get a new one every June. So it's reasonable to think we'd get a new iPad every year on the same anniversary of the launch. So that is late February. So yeah, it's just a couple weeks away.
But
If
can
you
I
think
just
it's
ask-
like 8 weeks.
But wait a minute. I don't get this. I really must be dumb. So you pick up your you're going to take a picture holding up this tablet?
No, I don't think you'd really take photos with it. You would video chat with it. That's what people care about. You're not going to use it as a big, gigantic camera. Yeah. Where you're putting the black thing
That's what
over
I'm thinking.
you.
That's exactly my visual. Okay, so it's video chatting.
Right.
iChat.
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
And why do I love that so much? Why should I do that? What is so good about that? Like someone can see how crappy I look early in the morning?
I know,
like
and
you're in the
everyone looks like a
Jetsons.
mole where you're like,
Yeah.
your face, nose first.
Yeah.
Very few people look beautiful on it. And when you see the video ads that Apple does for them, it's always like professionally lit, beautiful.
People with really small noses.
Exactly. Yeah. But, having the new baby, the grandparents really like it. It is nice to just sort of call up someone and be like, here's Miles on his jumpy jumper.
That's cute.
It's very cute.
Especially because you have, if you live far away also.
Right, because all of my family is in San Francisco. So it's useful for that. But do I need to talk to my friends who are back in San Francisco? I don't need to see them while we're talking. And then, and it also makes you think that almost never do we give anything our full attention anymore. Like when I'm talking on the phone, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, like video
Except when
chat.
we're talking.
Yes.
You were very focused on us.
Snake eyes.
But that's a problem with this, is you can't sort of do 6 things and multitask, especially as a parent,
You have to be looking at someone and give them their full attention. And I don't really talk to people that way.
Yeah.
Now, what about this rumor that the new iPad is going to be smaller, 7-inch screen?
I don't think it will, especially because Steve Jobs went and talked some smack about the Samsung Galaxy Tab.
That was kind of like, wow. But you're already. I don't get that. Why does he have to talk smack? He's in the first position.
I know. I don't. It's
that's
very
his
nonsensical too,
clearly,
because he was like, "Well, you'd have to shave off your finger in order to make that work, because the screen will be too small, because 7 inches is so small." I'm like, what about the iPhone?
Yeah, that's a small screen.
Yeah,
that seems to be working
that's even
just fine.
smaller. That doesn't make sense. I don't know why he would say something so crazy.
He talks. He just says what's on his mind.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like he doesn't like it. Like he personally, because he's all about his personal preference. Like, that's not important to me, so I'm not going to make it important for you.
Exactly.
So, okay, great. Thank you.
And to Apple's credit, that ability to say this is important, it's absolutely important, none of that other stuff's important, that's part of the reason their products are great.
But that's why we have a tablet market, because before the iPad was coming out, all of us were like, well, what do we need this for?
Right.
And I still contend no one needs the iPad, but once you have it, you don't want to be without it.
What about the Kindle? Like, is that going to be obsolete? Is it the one, like, don't buy someone a Kindle or any other e-reader because the iPad is going to replace it?
There are a couple of, I hate to make this statement,
a broad generalization.
The Kindle is for old people.
Wow.
So if you want the Kindle,
you know who you are.
I mean,
don't you?
everyone I've heard of that's getting a Kindle or is considering a Kindle for someone else is definitely over 60.
Really?
Yeah, and because, if you wanted sort of a fancier Kindle, there's the Nook color, which at CNET we're calling the poor man's iPad. And then we have the iPad, right?
Right.
I read Kindle books on iPad because I have had a Kindle for 2 years now. So I built a library in Amazon's Kindle ecosystem. So now I want to read those books that I have purchased and built up there. And I also store my notes from those books on kindle.amazon.com. So if I highlight
Notes
something...
on
the
books?
Are you kidding me?
What are you
I
talking
know.
about? What kind of notes?
Well, if I want to save a page or highlight something or make a notation...
I'm feeling very small.
Then
and old.
Yeah.
I know.
And
Isn't
dumb.
it great? You don't need a highlighter anymore, because I hate highlighters. They make the hair on my arm stick up.
I am the woman who carries 3 newspapers to work every day and clips them. People see
No,
me in the
you
office.
don't.
I do.
She does. She's given me clips before,
I'm like, I have that, and so I know I totally.
Jill.
Natalie, I need iPad boot camp
I
after
guess
the first
you
of the
do.
year. That's what
We've
we're
got
gonna
a
do.
lot of videos on CNET, though, that are just straight tutorials for people who are getting them and like, okay, how do I use this to its full capacity?
And everyone should do that. But if you're friends with Natalie, like I am, I can just go into her office.
Yeah.
So, all right, I don't have to worry about the Kindle. I don't do that. What else is hot this year?
Well, if you are not a big fan of Apple, there's also the Samsung Galaxy Tab, and that's the competitor to the iPad, which is a very nice Android tablet, smaller, the 7 inches. You can get it contract-free on Verizon, or you can get it with a contract on other carriers. I am a big fan of the MacBook Air. I've been carrying that for a while, and I have this obsession in my life with not having clutter and stuff, and now that I have the baby, that's impossible. So at least it makes it so I can carry a keyboarded notebook around, because I hate typing on the iPad, and it's just as it's for me. I think it's one or the other, the MacBook Air or the iPad, and I prefer the MacBook Air.
And it's got enough horsepower for you?
Yeah, it's fast. I mean, it boots up right away. You just open it up and you go. It doesn't have a lot of storage,
right.
But you don't need it. It's just a quick get on, and go.
Now,
so great.
What is cooler about that than the iPad? Like that it's a real computer?
And if I can watch Flash on it, although you do have to install it because it didn't come native with Flash, which is odd.
It's another Steve Jobs thing.
It is another Steve Jobs thing.
He's just not a flasher.
And I'm a...
Thank God.
He's not a flasher. He may be. We don't know that in his, nighttime life.
Who knows?
And I'm a big keyboard shortcut person. So I can fly around the keyboard like no one's business.
There you go. I got a couple of questions here about televisions. You know anything about TVs?
I know a little bit about TVs.
Jack, what do you know about TVs? A little something?
I have switched recently from the fat kind to the skinny kind.
Very
They're
nice.
really nice.
Isn't
the
that
skinny
sweet?
kind. Yeah.
I love those skinny kind.
Yep.
Joyce writes, we need to replace our large screen television. We want to buy a flat screen. We only replace televisions when they break, which has been about every 10 years. Here, how about this? Should we purchase a 3D television or just go with high def?
It's one of those things where the TV manufacturers have been pushing it really hard. The good thing about these is when flat screen TVs and LCDs and LEDs and plasma TVs came out, they were so expensive. So you had to really believe in this technology. 3D is not that much more expensive, so you don't have to believe in it and say this is the future, because even the studios that are producing 3D content are still very, very ambivalent about it. So, you can shop around and pay maybe a couple $100 more for this and not be risking much. Unfortunately, the glasses cost a lot. The glasses, you get two pairs with these TVs, and then extra pairs are $150 per.
Really?
It's a lot. Yeah, It's a lot of money.
And you can't just steal them from the movies, apparently.
No, these are active shutter glasses,
Yeah.
which you can't wear for very long because literally there's something inside that's opening and closing with it. So, it could make you sick.
You know what? This reminds me of the question we got about, the person who's like, should I wait to refinance or not? Okay, you know what? Just buy a regular TV. You don't need the 3D.
I don't think you do, but you can future-proof by buying it, and it doesn't cost you very much.
Future-proof.
Wow,
She's
we're
using,
learning
by the
a
way,
lot. Yeah, this is
ecosystem
great.
and future-proof.
Yeah.
I'm so psyched.
Well,
you're the best.
What I would say is get one that's internet connected, because those don't cost that much either. And now you can get, Yahoo widgets, or you can get various types of internet capability. So why not? Those don't cost very much either. And that's actually information you can use today. Whereas 3D TVs, they're 4 movies. You can 2 channels that you can watch with that.
I'm kind of annoyed that they haven't yet made it completely seamless. Maybe you'll tell me they have, but why, with this big flat thing on people's walls, and plus it's connected to the cable company, which also provides their internet service, why can't you just have a keyboard on your lap and go back and forth?
Well, that's what Google is trying to do with Google TV. They haven't done it well yet, but they've made a good first step where they're, and that's what Boxy is trying to do as well, is make your TV, your internet, and they have a keyboard on the remote control. So there are companies that are trying to figure this out, and there are networks like CBS who are furiously trying to stop them from doing that. CBS is not alone in doing that. Fox is doing that, ABC, NBC. So I think it's one of those things where they'll tango for so long, and then it will just be that those two worlds collide because they can't stop it.
I'm going to be a late adopter on this. I do not need to be an early adopter. I'm very happy I love my television. Now, let me ask you this. HD TV, 42, 46 inch for teenagers to watch movies and play video games on. Brands? This is what Mark wants to know.
Yeah, so this is something we get a lot. And David Katzmeyer, who's our TV reviewer here in the office, he likes to say, when you get to the upper brands like Samsung, Sony, LG, there's not going to be a ton of difference between those two. And, of course, you can watch his reviews on every single TV. But He says buy the one you think looks nice too, because TVs
that.
are
So
something
furniture.
that's decorative
Right.
in your house. So I think LG has some beautiful TVs. I like the ones with the kind of tinted plexiglass around the back, the ones that are kind of red. So, don't get one with like ugly, boxy corners. And again, Samsung, Sony, and Panasonic as well, and LG are the ones that are making some really stylish.
LG is a newer name for American consumers, but you think it's up there with the
Oh, yeah.
Panasonics that everybody's heard of. And-
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Now, Jack.
Oh,
Yes,
one
ma'am.
more point about that.
Yes,
Get
dear.
one that has a lot of HDMI ports. You want at least
Yeah,
4.
that's
Yeah.
right. By the way, I am a Samsung family. We
Are you?
are a Samsung family, and very happily, I of course did not connect anything in my house. Again, that's back to the holiday tipping previously. Okay, Jack. Question from Sandra. This is right up your alley.
Okay.
Listen to this. I just got promoted to a director position, and I want to know the appropriate gift to give my boss, who's the VP/GM. What?
Wow.
Now, I want to say this. First of all, Megan's like, this is for Jack. Like, I don't know anything. But in my humble opinion, you don't give your boss a present. Your boss gives you a present.
Well, she's just gotten the promotion, so
Yeah.
yeah, maybe this year, never
All right.
mind. Next year,
Yeah,
when she
but
wants
you know what I mean?
the next promotion, it's time.
But-
no, I think a lot of people give their, look at
Really?
a boss's desk on December 23rd. What are you going to see?
I don't
A
know.
lot of stuff.
I owned a company. I think it was like embarrassing to me when the staff got us a present. Like, I felt that was weird. Like, it's not their role. Like, a card is great. But anyway, so tell me, in corporate America, what do you think is appropriate for this person?
I do think it depends immensely on the type of business you're in, and you just have to, because let's face it, this is not like getting your wife or your mom or your friend a gift. It's a very political thing, and so I don't think you should, and more important than ever is not just because I like something, therefore the boss will like it. You really got to read the tea leaves and figure out what's right in your office.
Yeah.
So things we can rule out: undergarments.
Right?
Yeah.
Seems reasonable not to do that. And also, I think like it's weird in some places, giving booze is not seen as a good present. However, when my staff wanted to know what to get me, everyone knew, get her booze. It's easy. Or a gift card, I guess. But
Well, I worked for a company before this that didn't accept advertising from liquor companies, so to certain execs, probably a bottle of booze would not be the right.
yeah,
Sound a
I
little tone
gotcha.
deaf. That said, we brought one today.
There you go.
Yeah.
But so what do you think? What would you give, Natalie? What do you think about like the amount to give to a boss?
Yeah, that's weird, especially if you get a gift card because
Yeah, 'cause you know how much it is,
yeah,
right?
you don't want to give them.
Yeah, ixnay on the gift
I
card
think
for the
no
boss.
right, and no
Yeah.
cash
No.
or anything like that.
Those are the kind of things that I feel awkward about. So I will make something. Like I'm a good knitter or a good cook.
Perfect,
So
yeah.
I'll just do something homemade because you can't, you can't poo-poo a gift like
Right.
that, or else you're a jerk.
Well, I think like food or a gift basket is always lovely, right? You can
And
do
also,
that.
as you and I know from behavioral economics, there's a lot more value put on a thing than money. Because if I give you
That's it.
$12, thanks, Jack. Wow, okay, great. But if I gave you a bottle of wine that it cost me $12, but you say, "Oh, thanks, Jack. That's
you know
really
what you
nice
should
of you."
get me? You should
know?
get me a Metro card.
That would be so funny.
Give me a Metro card.
Hey, I'll get you the kind, infinite use.
Oh my God!
Go
that'd be an
anywhere you
awesome
want all
present.
month,
That
Jill,
would be
huh?
great.
Yeah.
I would love that. Okay, so Jack, now that we have basically punted on that total question about what this poor
Sure.
woman should give, tell us about what you've brought here as your prop.
Certainly. Well, if we're going to go with booze,
If someone were
okay, we're going to go with whiskey.
whiskey, yeah.
And we're going to talk about three different, I'm prepared here for three different types of boss.
Okay.
If your boss is really cool, goatee, wears nothing but black, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's rye whiskey, because rye whiskey right now is the cool thing. You
Okay.
go to cool bars, that's what they're serving.
All right.
But it's got a taste that's very kind of particular, okay? So mid-level cool,
Yeah.
all right? Then you're going with standard bourbon.
Yeah.
It is pretty hip. I've brought one that is unique to this year. Woodford Reserve makes a great bourbon. Every year they make a special bourbon. They do something different to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they miss. The one in the Chardonnay barrels, not so
Not so
much.
good.
This one was made in sugar maple barrels.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
Coopers used to say you can't use sugar maple wood to make barrels, but these guys figured out how to do it.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine, we used to work at Smart Money together. He did better than I did because he now runs liquor.com, and he's a big fan of this. Noah is. So
love
I
it.
like the standard Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
I've actually been there, and so this one I haven't tried yet. Perhaps today is the day.
Yeah, and is all bourbon made in Kentucky?
in order to call it bourbon, it has to be. That's why Jack Daniel's isn't actually called bourbon. It's called Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. All right.
And by the way, if your boss is extremely staid, wears tweed and stuff like that, Glenfiddich.
Oh, very nice.
Your favorite, yeah.
I'm a single malt kind of gal,
Yeah.
so that works for me. Very good. All right, Jack, what else? Your family gift.
Sure, the stocking stuffer I brought
let me
today.
just
That's
hold
just a
this
tiny
right
little
over here.
thing.
Let me get this
Yeah, you can handle it. I picked this up. I forget Target or somewhere because it just looked like fun. It is this little thing called a hex bug.
Oh,
and
I've seen those.
no sooner did I get home, but the New York Times says it's one of the coolest tech gifts, and it costs about $6. So
What is it?
It's good. Well, I don't know if this will work on webcast, but it is supposed to just keep your children happy and drive your cats nuts. It's a tiny little robot, is what it is,
Oh.
and. Whoa, it jumps all around.
Wow.
And when you put it on the floor, it actually really moves fast. And when it bangs into a wall, it does a flip and goes another direction.
Wow, it looks a little bit like something you might see in a dirty New York apartment, which is
Yep.
scary.
It's
But
essentially a cockroach. Yeah, it can flip itself over and then flip itself back.
and it will survive the
You can-
nuclear holocaust.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
Dogs have eaten these apparently, and they still work. And you can have if your kid's a little older, they can build a maze
Yeah.
and watch the thing go through it.
Wow, that's cool.
So this will be in my kids' stock. I hope they're not watching. It'll be in their kids' stockings.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're watching. All right, what else do we have here?
And then finally, iLife. We were talking about Macs earlier. This would work nicely on Natalie's MacBook Air. I'm sure she has it already. It is a photo, music, movie, and what else? Program.
Yeah, you can make pretty much anything you want there. Calendars, movies, gift cards. I made my baby announcements
That's
on
cool.
those. Yeah, they're really, you can do pretty much anything you want. It's such a cheap software to be able to do.
How much is it?
How much is it?
$49.
Yeah.
And what I like, it's a good gift for somebody, but then or you could buy it for yourself and make gifts for other
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So every year, and you'll be doing this, I make the calendars for everyone in the family, the in-laws,
So
everybody with the
cute.
pictures of the children. And the Mac calendars, I've used Shutterfly and some of the others, and they're fine. But the Mac calendar quality is a little bit better. But importantly, with this software, you actually do all the work on your computer. Once you're happy with it, you upload it and order the thing. You just hit the button and walk away. Whereas with the other services, you do it online.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can get a little hinky. But
Yeah,
this way, it's
if
all
you,
on your
if
computer.
you lose your connection, then
Yeah.
you lose the project and you want to kill yourself.
Interesting.
And then,
They are a little more expensive than the other brands, and they don't have quite as many promos. Like Shutterfly and Snapfish and Kodak Gallery have so many promos throughout these holiday season that they can get you your products really quickly. And Mac, you do have to wait a little bit longer.
Interesting.
and one of the new things with the newest version of iLife is these letterpress cards. And I made some, and unfortunately, they still haven't arrived.
Oh,
But they
see?
sent me from sample. Well, I did it on Sunday, so
Oh.
it might be my fault. But anyway, but they sent me some samples, Jill, and you will be glad to know.
Who's on there? Who is this?
Oh, I don't know who the people
Oh,
are.
it's a
but
Happy Hanukkah card.
Exactly, exactly. But then
You're
you
like,
can
I don't know these
Let me
people.
just say one thing about this. I have a particular opinion. I know this is shocking. This is a Happy Hanukkah card. What is up with Jewish people sending Christmas cards? That's what they're doing. No one, when I was growing up, I just want you all to know, nobody sent Hanukkah cards. Do you know why? Hanukkah's a minor holiday in the Jewish calendar.
What is a major holiday on the
Rosh
Jewish calendar?
Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the high holidays. I mean, even Passover is a bigger holiday, for God's sakes.
All right.
Shavuot, the harvest, is a bigger holiday. So, Jews have got to stop sending these cards. I implore
they
you.
do it because it's fun to show off your family.
exactly.
I don't get that.
The Christian folks get to show off their family and show off my cute kids, right? But here, Jill, feel this. This is the cool thing with iLife. It's called letterpress.
Ooh.
So they're a little more expensive, but they're nice.
All right. Okay, now I like this.
Those
This
are
is
for the
very nice.
A-list families.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Now, all right, I have some serious questions, which is a little bit of a downer. Megan, this is a little surprise for you. I also have a couple of gifts because Aunt Jill likes to go to Saks Fifth Avenue. Okay? That's the deal. However, because Natalie and all of her friends have basically convinced me to actually buy an iPhone and all of that, I had to get a pair of gloves that were Natalie. Can I have your phone for a moment?
Sure.
Now, the reason why this is important is you see that little thing here. So. Whoop, it actually works. So you can keep your gloves on and still
Wow.
use your phone. Now, I think that these are quite fashionable, right?
Yeah.
What do you want? You want them there? Right? So, okay. Now, I was buying this for someone else and, of course, bought myself a pair. because this is how I shop.
Yeah.
However, I then for
Good for the economy.
Exactly. Then for my birthday, received a different pair of gloves, which I found quite interesting. Which are also. You can also do this, but they also go like this, right? And like this.
I kind of like that.
Okay, and there's even a little Velcro on the back, right? It goes like that. Now, here's the thing. These gloves are not specifically iPhone gloves. They're fly fishing gloves that cost $9.95 on Sierra.com or something like that. And so my friend, who is a struggling artiste, said that this was her workaround. She said she found $10 iPhone gloves, basically.
Do you know why those 2 fingers are free?
Because I have to for
lure?
doing my lure or casting
no,
or
for
something.
stripping in the line.
Yes, of
You don't
course.
reel with a fly rod. You strip it in like this.
Stripping. Anyway.
And why would you not be able to grip with those gloves?
When the line gets wet, it just slips through anything. So
you know what?
you take
this
out your
guy's
fingers.
like the whitest
And
man in America.
Also, the cool thing is
A river runs through it.
Exactly. And Brad learned to cast pretty well for that. I got to give him credit.
I heard that.
His casting was pretty good. You can actually feel the fish. That's what's cool about fly fishing is you feel the fish, and when gloves you wouldn't feel it quite so
All
much.
right, so these are called Glacier gloves. You
Okay.
should go check them out. Or you can go to Saks and get Echo gloves for 5 times as much, which is very nice for
I'm
you.
glad that I learned so much about gloves for you today
Isn't
because
that
I have
good?
the WCBS has asked me to do a
There,
segment on
exactly. Watch Natalie
Now I
tonight on
know.
Channel 2. Now, so a couple of other questions here. Natalie just got a question here from Elizabeth. Should she purchase extended warranties for electronics? I mean,
No.
never, right?
No, not from the retailers.
Okay.
Definitely not from the big box like Best Buy kind of thing. No, because the manufacturer offers sometimes the same warranty. They're just trying to make money off you.
Okay. And what about like when you're in the Apple store and they say Apple protection or what do you
Yeah,
think?
I usually decline that as well. Because a lot of times you can take that into the Genius Bar and they will either fix it for you or tell you how to fix it. Apple Care will make it so you don't have to go into the Genius Bar and that they'll talk to you on the phone. So, most of the time you're going to have a problem. You can't fix it on the phone anyway, so you need to go into the Genius Bar. So I think it's not worth it.
Okay. All right.
In general, that's the case with electronics. If you always bought an extended warranty, you'd have put aside more than enough money to cover, because 1 or 2 things will break over your lifetime, but
Yeah.
you're better
Yeah.
off just not pay, self-insure.
And
Got
a
it.
lot of times, you may have to replace that thing, which will cost either the price of the Apple Care or a tiny bit more. So it's not really worth the extra cash.
Okay, good to know. I have a quick question here, Jack. This is a real financial question.
Okay. Great.
Thankfully, and you should be very happy that I actually know the answer to this because I'm going to ask it to you.
And I won't.
But just in case you don't know it,
Okay.
I've got your back. Vic wants to know, I want to start gifting partial interest in rental units I own to my 3 adult children,
Wow.
especially now that the property values are down, which is genius.
Oh, good. No.
What are the annual or one-time limits per gift under tax laws? How is the value determined if it is real estate and not money?
I think it's still, $12,000?
13.
13, up to 13? this year?
13, yeah.
But in terms of valuing that, it's all Jill. Appraisal,
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, you can do an appraisal, and you can, depending what kind of a building it is, and if it's highly illiquid, you can even take a bigger haircut on the value and gift more, which is kind of cool. So you can give $13,000 a year. If you're still married, Vic, that's $26,000 per kid. So you can really get a lot of money out of there. And if you want to do it in one big fell swoop, you can do that as well because you've got your gift tax, lifetime gift tax exclusion, which I don't know how much it is now, but it's $250-something zillion thousand dollars. No, it's $250,000 or so. And you just say, I'm using that gift tax exclusion now instead of when I die. So great idea, by the way. Very good idea. If you've got some illiquid property. Natalie, does your family own a farm or anything they could start gifting to you?
No.
Darn it.
But my parents own apartment complexes.
So they,
Oh,
No.
there you
you know
go.
what? She's
Yeah.
like a real estate baroness, too.
Yeah. In San Fran?
In the Bay Area.
Okay, great.
What were the most expensive? All right. What is the, like those expensive gifts that we have on
yeah.
the website, which I have to go to? Hold, please. Hang on a second. Let's just see where this
Is
is.
it here?
Where is this? All right, hold on.
While
There
you're
it is.
looking, what
okay,
we did
what
was
the? Yeah, let's talk about this.
inspired as only I would be probably at this table by the $2 million bra from Victoria's Secret. We decided to take a look at Who actually buys a $2 million bra, and what are some of these other crazy gifts you see in catalogs?
This, to me, is absolutely right up Natalie's alley.
Yeah, sure.
This is a Hammacher Schlemmer 3-wheeled scooter. Okay, it's $7,000.
Yeah.
And I think your child needs this.
Yeah, they also had, we reported on Loaded, I think, the Hammacher Schlemmer personal submarine that fits 2 people.
That was great,
like $12,000.
Well, so which of these is your fave? Well, I mean, if you had the dumb money, is it this Macallan Scotch in the Lalique decanter?
Actually, buried in there, if I really had dumb money, where we talk about which believe me, I do not want the $75,000 Neiman Marcus Camaro, but we mentioned the $17,000 Leica M9.
Yeah.
And I bet that's...
Which is a car?
Camera.
Oh.
Leica camera. I bet
I should know that.
Well, they don't move a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
But the M8, I've heard it was just gorgeous. I don't even know what the M9 does, but I bet that's a beautiful camera. Most of this stuff, though, is pretty silly. I mean, the $12,000 necklace, or is it $12 million? I think it's $12 million necklace. Would you even wear that? I mean, you'd have to get it insured and get a bodyguard.
I like this Camaro. This is kind of sweet. 75 G's?
Yeah, but you can get one for 40 that looks almost
just
exactly
as good.
the same. Yeah.
Wait a minute, Natalie, this is totally yours, the $8 million iPhone.
Oh.
Because it has diamonds.
We did a segment once on a $90,000 iPhone case that had diamonds all over it, but $8 million.
Well, the good thing about that is at least you can put the new version in it.
Yeah, exactly.
With this one, forget about it. You got to melt it down.
And the one that we covered before, you had to mount it on, and it nullified your warranty on your iPhone.
That's so great. Whoops.
If you're worried about that. One thing I will say about the iPhone in terms of reporting, I'm very proud of this. We found, nobody has bought that iPhone yet, but we found the guy who bought a golden BlackBerry and asked him, what's
Why
up with
would
that?
you do that?
Yeah.
He said it gets a lot of attention.
Hang on, let me take a call. Bling!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at my phone.
Yeah.
Everybody. You know what?
People be blowing my ass up. Hang on.
Yeah. You know what the weird thing
Let
about that
me
is?
send you a text message.
That's really what does it for you? Yeah. Thank you, Megan, on that note. That's our little sign to go home.
Oh, okay.
That is so scary to me. But that said, Natalie Morris.
Yes.
The goddess of CNET TV.
Thank you for inviting me here
It's been
today.
so great to have you. You should watch her show Loaded on CNET TV and watch out for her on your local CBS and other affiliates because you're all over the place. You're not just CBS. You're on MSNBC.
Well,
you're on
I'm like
other
the
stuff.
tech equivalent of you, basically.
Oh, God, you're so much better than that. Jack Otter.
Can we have her back when the new iPad or the new iPhone comes out?
So totally having you back. You know what?
Let's do.
I think what you should do is you should give me a tutorial after. My boss said to me, by the way, he doesn't remember this, but if you're watching, Stephen, remember when you were in New York and you said, if we meet our video stream goals for this month of December, I'll get you an iPad.
Hey, what about the video producer?
Yeah. Oh, Megan, first
What about-
time ever on mic when she wants to know when the producer gets that.
Ahem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know who's going to get you to those goals?
Yeah. The
This
editor.
guy.
The
Yeah.
editor. I know.
Because I got a thing going. I got a thing going.
All
2
right.
thumbs. I got a thing going where we might just nail it with a little help from our friends over at Yahoo.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
We'll see.
Everyone needs a little bit of help.
Yep.
Anyway, if we do,
So, Stephen.
if we are so blessed with having iPads to use, Natalie will come back and we'll be coming back as much as we can coerce her into doing it. Jack, it might take them more whiskey.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
That could be it.
Yeah, because now you
Yeah.
can drink.
Yes, I can.
Great.
And also there are videos on CNET, how-to videos on how to sync your iPad, how to, start your iPad, how to get books on your iPad, how to type better, more good.
Ooh, I should do that.
And you should follow Natalie at Natalie Morris.
Yep,
on
on
Twitter. She used to have a different name, but now I've totally tried to forget it because now I've got Morris down.
It's hard.
It got me.
I'm
it took
having
a little bit of time for
Yeah.
us here to adjust, but it's cool. It's easy now. Jack Otter at Jack Otter on Twitter.
On Twitter, indeed. Mm-hmm. Do we have
And
time
Jill
for one
Armani.
more tech question?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. The Droid Pro, what do you think?
I like the Droid Pro.
Because it's got a keyboard, which I kind of need.
Which is, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Android. So, yeah, I'm always going to tell you Android phones are good. Well, they're not all good, but that is a good one.
Okay, I'm working on the tech people to set me up with one of those to replace my BlackBerry because I got to do the app thing. Soon, MoneyWatch will be available. January 17th is the goal as a reader. It's not a real full-blown app, but it
Nice.
will be a reader. So everybody, if you get these tweets from us and you punch it up in your smartphone, you can't get it. You will be able to soon.
There you go. All right. Now, before we go, Jack,
Yep. Am I pouring?
Are we allowed to? Do you think
Yep,
that?
okay.
Yeah, Megan says we can.
All right. Well,
so
she used to work for the FCC, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, if you've got more questions about your holiday gifts at CNET, there's a whole like holiday gift guide. We have our own holiday gift guide. Don't you have like a holiday gift like thing? What's happening there?
Yeah, we do. We're taking questions every Monday in a live show, and then you can always just write us
and check it out.
CNET Live.
CNET Live, and check out Natali and check out Loaded. And right now we're in celebration of Natalie's show Loaded. We're going to pour ourselves a little Christmas cheer.
Okay.
Roland, how about cueing my favorite holiday music? Is that possible? Can we do that or not? Are we allowed to? That's so good.
Oh, happy holidays, you guys.
So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you who have been watching and
Anyone
to
else?
our friends. No.
Christmas is coming, but I'm not happy.
Very